Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. We are in the home stretch of Wonder May, and what I wanted to put out today was a video about the two minifigs that have come out for LEGO so far of the Cheetah, getting in preparation for the Wonder Woman vs. Cheetah set that's going to come up at the end of the month. However, there were slight technical difficulties with that video, so it's going to have to go up tomorrow, but this was something that I wanted to take a look at anyway, so I figured I would put this one up in its place rather than just have a day of nothing. So what we have here is DC Collectibles DC Essentials Wonder Woman. This is the Wonder Woman figure that goes with the Cheetah figure that we looked at last week. And that was my first DC Collectibles figure that I had ever picked up. And I was really impressed with it. Oh, sorry, I bumped the camera. I was really impressed with it. I really liked it. I really thought it was a beautiful sculpt. I really thought it was very articulated, very dynamic. I was very happy with it, so I decided that I wanted to pick up the Wonder Woman to go with it. And maybe eventually, if you look on the back of the box here, we have the cross-sell of... This is the Wonder Woman that we have. This is the Cheetah figure that we looked at last week. Who knows, maybe eventually I'll get the Supergirl and the Cyborg Superman to go along with her. That would be kind of cool, too. But right now, we're just focusing on Diana this month. And what we have here, if you take a look at this box, much like the Cheetah, much like DC, all DC Collectibles, this is a very clean box. There's no frills to it. It's just what you see is what you get, and I like that. It's not loud, it's not distracting, it just all of your attention goes right to the figure. The only differences between this and Cheetah is Cheetah had more of an orangish brown logos that went with the figure. Up top we have the Wonder Woman Eagle. You saw the cross-sell on back. We also have the cross-sell portraits of the figures behind her. You can see Cyborg Superman, Supergirl, Cheetah, and Wonder Woman back there. And on the side we have the print of the figure with her name. And number 14, I'm assuming the 14 is like 14th in the line of DC Essentials figures. So very clean packaging, very basic, very stylish, quite frankly. I really like it. So we saw how good Cheetah was. Let's get this box opened. We'll open up Diana and we'll see what we think of DC Essentials Wonder Woman. Okay, here we go, friends. This is Wonder Woman out of the box. Now, let's get the tape measure out before we do anything else. And we'll see how tall she is. She should be roughly about the same size as Cheetah. I think she came in... Yes, it just... looks like just 6 3/4, just under 7 inches tall. Same height as Cheetah. And let's bring her forward and take a look at this face sculpt. Because this face sculpt, much like Cheetah, is so well done. Turn a light on here. There we go. Now, this is based off of the comic. This isn't based off of the movie, so it's not supposed to have any resemblance to Gal Gadot. And this is a great representation of her comic book self. I like with the crowned tiara and the star up top. You can see the sculpting done in her armor. The armband here with her logo on it. It's a little bit more of a squared off bracelet than they are on some of the other Wonder Woman action figures we've seen. The armored skirt, her boots, and her heels. Now this is one thing, this is just one minor nitpick that I do have about the figure. I wish the boots were a more flat boot like we've seen on the Mattel figures. I'm not a big fan of this heeled version of the boot. First of all, I just don't think it looks good. It doesn't look very warrior for her. And second, it makes it a little harder when you're trying to stand her up and when you're trying to get her in some of the more dynamic, more funky poses. It makes it just a little bit tougher. Would have liked to have seen a flatter surface for her foot. She does have one peg hole, just like Cheetah. Once again, that's a very small peg hole, and I'm not sure it would fit in most standard stands. So let's take a look at articulation. Her head can do a full 360 spin. It is on a ball joint. There's not much as far as going backwards, but she can get a downward look very well with this. Arms can go out to the sides. Full travel right there. Elbows are on, shoulders are on a ball joint. Full spin. Up and down. She has bicep swivel right here in addition to the elbow. No forearm swivel. She does, in addition to the shoulder, I keep saying that. She does have double jointed elbows, wrist pivot, and twist. She has a fairly generous ab crunch right here. No waist swivel, but she does swivel here near on the ab crunch, and she can go all the way around. A ball joint just like with Cheetah. Ball joint in the legs, so she can do the splits. Legs can go very far forward, not so much backward. That's about it for the backward travel of the leg at the hips, but very far forward up front. Double jointed knees, as you can see, which they do a really good job of hiding the double jointed knees behind her knee pads on the boots. They do a really good job of that, especially when you're looking up front. She has thigh swivel, nothing at the boot cut, just a little bit of pivot. And her ankles swivel and pivot, and they can go forward and backward. So her ankles have full movement, unlike Cheetah's. You can see there's a little bit of a ball joint. You can see there's a little bit of a ball joint right there. Okay. Now, hanging off on the side here, she does have her lasso of truth, but it's anchored on there. It's molded onto the figure, so the lasso does not come off, and you don't get a lasso accessory to go along with her. So she'll have her lasso, but it's always going to stay there. And it's a very soft rubber, softer than the Mattel ones that we saw. And I do like the color. I think it's a much nicer golden color than the Mattel figures. The gold on her in general, especially like the outlining here of her armored skirt, I thought was really nice. She has great articulation, as you saw. So much articulation for a wide range of posing. And she comes with one accessory, and that is this hand, her right hand. I don't know why only one hand. At first when I saw it in the box, I thought this would be like the hand that she could hold the lasso on, until I found out the lasso doesn't come off. Now the hands can be swapped out very easily. You just pull that off, comes off so simply. You can see there's really only two bumps on there, two ridges on there. And then the new one goes on there. And you can get some different poses out of this with this open hand. And I do appreciate that we got it, but I'm just wondering why we didn't get two. I think that we could have had some much better looks with her if we would have been able, much more expressive looks with her, if we would have been able to get two open hands rather than just the one. Also, something that I thought, and I doubt DC intended this when they made this figure, but in Cheetah's history, the god that created her, who I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I always butcher the name, and I'll just put it up on the screen, but Cheetah was punished one time by the god that created her, and he made it so that her right hand had to stay human, and that caused her pain. So you could actually recreate that scene by swapping out Cheetah's hand with this one. And as you can see, the hand actually does resemble the pose that Cheetah's clawed hands are in whenever you look at the Cheetah figure. So you can take that and recreate that little scene. Like I said, I would like to have gotten two open hands, but just having one, that's good too. You can get much more expression out of her. You can get much more difference in posing out of her. And that's really all there is to her. She doesn't come with any weapons. She does have a beautiful sculpt to her, especially in the face and around the torso. The arms, you see the muscles in the forearms, or in the biceps rather, I'm sorry. And I really like the whole look of this figure. I like how she stacks up next to Cheetah. As a matter of fact, let's stand her up. And you'll see what I mean. With those heeled boots, it's a little harder to get her to stand, just setting her down. So we have her there. And we'll bring in Cheetah beside her. And you can see, let's lower this down. You can see the two of them really do go well together as a set. They both have great sculpting done to them. They have beautiful paint apps done to them. For the first two figures that I have from DC Collectibles, DC Essentials, I was really pleased with the two of them. But like I said with Cheetah, I also would have rather to have gotten a more expressive, more maybe grimacing battle-like expression on her rather than just these stoic looks. Cheetah, I said I wished had snarled. Diana over here, I would like to see something a little more aggressive as well. Get her back out. That is what we have today. This was a little bit of an unexpected one because, like I said, the Cheetah video that I was going to put up, a little bit of technical issues with it. Hopefully I'll be able to have it back up for you tomorrow. We have that coming down the line. We have a few more action figures for Wonder May coming down the line, and then on Sunday we're going to close the whole thing off with the Wonder Woman vs. Cheetah set that LEGO put out. I just put that one together a few days ago. I really like that set. It has some really good minifigures with it. I think you're going to like it. So, I hope to see you again. I hope you come back. Play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.